You going?
Yeah.
So our short film that we've done for Unit 8 is called Dependence. It's sort of like a metaphorical film, uses a lot of symbolism and imagery.
We wanted it to be relevant to what's happening today, so people can relate, so we decided to do it about the EU referendum.
Yeah. Our target audience is obviously the people of the United Kingdom, so people sort of most involved in that sort of, in the referendum, I suppose. So we sort of targeted it at voters and generally people interested in current events.
We wanted to make sure though that the video was mature and formal, so it could engage with everyone that is has an interest in political views and stuff.
Yeah, so it could kind of capture the gravity of the situation. From our research, we found that people liked films that invoked thought, and that people wanted something relatable as well.
We also looked at the guidelines, the British guidelines for films and stuff, and we realised that actually British guidelines are the most regulated in the world for films and that, and therefore it shows that we're a nation of people that kind of get offended easily. So we really wanted to make sure that it's non-offensive and overall to make sure it's well perceived by an audience to not get a bad response.
Yeah, and our final piece certainly followed these regulations. There was something really offensive in there.
It really provoked thought. It didn't try and make the audience think a certain way. It just provoked their train of thought with the general elections. Really apolitical.
Yeah. The outcomes of the actual film being shown off to audiences, the message was quite well received in terms of people seem to interpret their own sort of idea of what our film was about.
And it was all positive as well.
Yeah, the majority of the audience enjoyed the film. Some improvements we could make are to make it sort of more understandable for people outside the target audience, people who don't generally, who aren't, sort of
educated on
into sort of up to date on that sort of
current events
stuff. But we got some positive feedback about the visuals and the audio.
Yeah, people particularly thought they worked really well together and linked, which was something we was really aiming for, as we wanted it to be to the point and no distractions in the film.
Yeah, and we made sure it was sort of professional as well as apolitical, so that people could, it wouldn't tell you to be one way, like on Europe, but more just sort of interpret your own.
That having it professional really ties in with being apolitical. They work together, as it's not a propaganda or anything. We tried to admit it's obviously in cast criteria it says don't do it on like political propaganda or something like that. Have it like open. So we really thought to be professional, it needs to be. It can be perceived in many different ways. It's just to get you thinking.
There's some images of.
You've got some behind the scenes. You've got some actual frame from the film, and
us
focus group getting feedback on.
So the suitability for cast sort of criteria, where it provokes independent thought. It's very open. It kind of introduces the university student mindset that we want to
debating.
Because cast is all about moving on from where we are now, the future.
Yeah, exactly.
And the next step for people our age is generally university. And so we wanted to create that university mindset for the viewers.
Let people really think deeply about the topic and then be able to express that with other students and kind of debate it.
And again, it's because it's not tied into a certain political view, it suits the criteria where it says it can't be anything really political, so we decided to make it apolitical, where it's not. So it's not trying to convince people, it's trying to sort of make people think.
And that ties in with how we create it with a professional mindset. We really, that was probably one of the most important things we focused on, making it apolitical.
Yeah, that's it.
You said you wanted, if you had any changes, you would make it so it's more understandable. What would you do to make it understandable for people?
Maybe I'd caption it at the start, or it is in the description of the YouTube video saying that this is a thought-provoking film about the EU referendum using metaphors and whatnot. But we thought many people skip over the descriptions, unfortunately, in YouTube videos. So having an actual self-explanatory piece of writing like that in the actual clip, that way they can't miss it.
What about you, Ollie? How would you make it?
That was the same, yeah, just sort of put a brief description saying, maybe, so the title of the film is Dependence, so we could have put Dependence, a metaphorical short film about Britain and the European Union.
So it states the obvious. So
so people kind of know what mindset to be in when they're watching it.
There's no excuse then there. So. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's all.